Well, easy does it here for Navi, and they make it look convincing, my word. 11-4 in the first half and 16 there, the final score for Navi. That's the only numbers that they need to be concerned with. And for the Mad Lions, maybe getting above 5 rounds. That would have been the idea, but instead they get 4 in the first half and just 1 in the second. Not leaving themselves too much wiggle room here on their map pick. Welcome back, everybody, to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And Maniac, you look shocked. What's going on?
How can I put it? Did we just witness one of the most insane individual performance in a map ever? I'm actually asking the Twitter experts out there, the statisticians, the people that know the numbers, because 37 kills in 21 rounds, I'm not exactly sure we've seen more. And if we have, you can probably count them on fingers of one hand. That was unreal.
I think Crims might have something to say about that, but other than that, I want to talk a little bit about, for you two as former players, and I guess you guys can pretend to be players sometimes still, when you have a guy like Simple come in here and absolutely bash on the Mauled Lions, like how does that set them for like a mental tone going forward? You can't possibly feel good after you just get beat up.
Oh, you can't feel good at all. And it's just this overconfidence. And when I say overconfidence, I don't mean it in the negative way that overconfidence can kind of get you. But man, just look at Simple. There were so many rounds where he went for more frags, jumping over the Tetris, going for the stairs place. So it was a matter of, even Windows, Simple was just standing his ground with that A1, going for more frags and more frags. And it's got to be terrifying to think, like, if you lose in this duel, you're going to be a man down, be at a disadvantage. But Simple, he understands exactly the duels that he wants to take, exactly the angles that's going to be advantageous for himself, and he capitalizes on it on time and time again. So it's so impressive to watch a player like Simple.
So, when you look at the numbers of this, obviously a 16-5 is a blowout, right? There's no denying that. Nobody can ever tell me otherwise. You can also never tell me that Mad Lions were in control of this match at any point, especially given the ending scoreline result. But just looking at something like the first kills of the round, 16-5, kind of following a storyline here, or a storyline. That one's kind of
yeah, that was a scary storyline. Let's put it this way. Listen, you're right. There is something very unique about Simple, and I think Saiwo is in that category. I'm not exactly sure who. I think Kenya's Prime is in that category, which is basically they themselves can disrupt reality in Counter-Strike. They do not respect the rules at all. So some games actually are completely senseless. They don't make any sense because some of the principles that you're supposed to have when you play the game, when you approach the rounds, they're just not respected at all. It's jumping into window with an AWP, he's no-scoping you. When you're preparing the game, when you're Mad Lions and you're trying to put, okay, this is what we're gonna do, guys. This is how it's gonna work. You cannot be ready for that. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. And if you're Mad Lions right now, I think the only thing you say on TeamSpeak is, well, you know what, he got us. Moving on.
Sucks to suck is probably something along the lines that they would say. But we look at this series, now that Mirage is out of the way, the pick of Mad Lions, you'd think they'd put up a little bit more of a fight there, considering that they are Lions and Hundred once wore that jersey. Now we look at the second map. We've got Overpass here, Navi and Mad Lions. Still, one more map to go and one more lifeline here for the Mad Lions. It would be truly sad to see their story end here.
It would be truly sad. And man, this Overpass, as I mentioned, it's a map that Lions, they've kind of bluffed, I feel, because they've only played it in one official game since Hunda's departure after IM Katowice. So it's been quite some time since Lions have played it in an official. I do know that they've been practicing it and grinding it behind the scenes in their practices, but we know that translating practice and scrims into these officials, especially with the pedigree on Navi, where they just seem to get better and better as the playoffs come around, this is going to be quite the challenge for Lions to beat Navi on their own pick here.
Agree. You want me to say that it's going to be hard? Because
I want you to tell me. I want you to make me a believer of sorts, please, Maniac. Make me think that it's possible for the Mad Lions to show us a little bit of a fight.
All right, I got you. Listen, in the most dire time, in the most unpredictable times, heroes actually arise. And Acor might be the one you look forward to. Bubzkji might be the one savior for that Mad Lions. These two put together, if they can hit their stride at the same time, suddenly we might have another one of these Giants fight, another one of these maximum full energy games. So this could happen. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but this could happen.
It could happen, and that's something that we'll always keep in our back pocket. Thank you, you two. I want to appreciate your time, as well as everyone watching at home. And of course, I ask you to get involved. Start doing something. And by doing something, I'm talking about using hashtag DHMasters on your favorite social medias. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk and look at Overpass. And better yet, we're going to play Overpass with Hugo and Harry.
Well, we'll be passing over to the second map of Overpass. It's Navi's pick in this series, and they're already a map up, Harry. They just absolutely wrecked Mad Lions back on Mirage. I'm a little worried for Mad Lions, man. They've played this map once in 2020. They got a win against VP, you know, it's fine. Like, that's good, but they played it once. So, you know, there's arguments to be made that that's a good thing for Mad Lions. There's more arguments to be made that that's not a good thing for Mad Lions. Your thoughts?
Look, man, there's not much, I think, that's good news for Mad Lions heading into this map, Hugo. You know, this isn't a great one for them. And also, I think this could have been any map. And the problem is that Navi are looking like the Navi we wanted to see all year long. So, yeah, it feels like it's very unfortunate timing for Mad Lions. I like to think that, you know, this team is capable of a lot and that they have the chance to remain resilient. But I can't think of a team that, no matter how good they usually are, when you're going up against the Simple in top form, that like can actually do anything about that. So let's see, right? Maybe they can surprise us. But yeah, I don't think it's a great look out of the gate. Perfecto in this pistol round takes it by storm. He gets 3, and with it, the B site has fallen. It's all onto A-Core here. 1 versus 3, down through the connector. And he might be able to catch the first man by surprise. No one's looking this way just yet, but I think Simple, yeah, just saw him there. So this is going to prompt the rotation back from the rest of the gang. Everyone's looking at Catwalk. And Navi, they'll find the pistol.
Yeah, nice show from Perfecto on the entries. Mad Lions are ready for the B play as well. They even had a set nade going in Monster as that push came through, but Navi, absolutely no fear. And a force buy in the second for Mad Lions. Pretty standard on the CT side. A-Core saves for the AWP in the follow-up, or at least a few rounds' time. Navi have got a couple of SMGs here, so there's certainly a world where Mad Lions can find a forced victory. Oh, Bubzkji doesn't realize it's a player out in the open. It's Simple doing damage. Bubzkji does get away with his life, though. We'll be grateful for that. The only A-site player, and now he's going to go back to it. Mad Lions, quad setup in B. This looks to be like where Navi want to end up, right? The bomb is outside Monster. We have Navi just holding passive mid right now. Trying to make sure Mad Lions aren't getting aggressive off the back of all of this B noise. And now that they've cleared the connector, they can rotate wherever they want. That bomb's actually going to go back up from T-spawn. Flamey holds the B area, trying to sell a bit of a fake with utility later on, perhaps. And Navi are going to take this bomb towards middle and long and start to move up towards the empty A site.
Let's see if old mate Flamer can flame on over here towards Schultz's side. Oh, the bomb is like floating around connector, and it looked like for a moment maybe they were considering going down to B. Very glad they haven't. And it does still look like this A commitment now. There's been enough time for these rotations to come in for Mad Lions. They are going to have players here inside of the bomb site.
Lots.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird one. Bomb goes in first. Bubzkji has dropped it and given it over. Bubzkji and A-Core have both found a killer piece, and no one's even fallen for Mad Lions. Flamey is suddenly left in a 1v5, and that is ugly from Navi, man. Like, you know, they try and get into the site. They really take their time, at which point Mad Lions have had more than enough time to rotate players up. They send the bomb in first. Bubzkji dies immediately, and then the rest of the gang just kind of trickle in one at a time.
Yeah, it's the fact that Navi give away the execute, right? Like the whole time they're you know, being loud outside of B, hoping the Mad Lions keep that stack. They do. Navi at any point could have pushed A and had only Bubzkji with 30 health there on his own. No one else was there at all. And then Navi throw this utility that essentially signals they're pushing A. It lands in front of Shaw, which cuts off Mad Lion's point of view. And Navi take like 20 seconds after that util is thrown to actually get the commitment going. And yeah, Mad Lions by that point have a full rotate available. So yeah, very weird round. If Navi just play it faster in any capacity, they win. Or if they drop B, they win. But fortunately, they walk into a 5-man A setup. And now are left with very little. Mad Lions can build into this game here, start to take a lead on the CT side. They've got guns to play with. Navi certainly don't. An SMG and 4 pistols. Just milling about right now, looking for picks.
Bubzkji is going to work his way up towards these sandbags, but Navi, you know, they've still got players at long. They've got this connector control, and so if Bubzkji can make a bit of a stand here at B, he's going to force rotations down from this A bomb site. And actually, with Navi throwing in utility, they haven't rotated a single man away. Mad Lions are actually going to keep this A stack in play, and they even start to rotate Shush up. Navi walking in to the stack. They're not able to deal with A-Corp. Sicilians helped out, and Electronic is going to fall shortly thereafter. So Mad Lions, they do get that round on the board. A second as they beat back the force buy of Navi.
Yeah, Electronic had an AK there, but I'm guessing it had no ammo. Probably picked up from Roy on the corner. Unfortunate stuff. Yeah, Roy did spray all of his bullets there trying to survive. Went down with 1 at least. The Mad Lions, they take 2. They take a lead as Navi are on 4 PC-50s and Glocks. Flash into middle. Mad Lions wanting to take a bit of an early advantage, but I don't think they really need to worry about pressuring because Navi have nothing. Even just waiting through the connector as well. 2 outside monster, spamming smokes, hoping for the best, trying to draw as much utility out of Mad Lions as they can, knowing that this is going to cost them in the long run, right? It's easy to throw a grenade and not think about the possible economic consequences, as you know they are cheap, but each Molotov, $600, adds up pretty quickly. I'm impressed with the fact that no one here has died from Navi, despite the amount of presence they've shown and the amount of spamming they've done. They have survived into the minute mark as 5, moving into middle. Mad Lions with only 2 here, and luckily for Navi, this is actually the emptiest the A site has been when they commit. The question here is, will they commit? Because if they go fast, they'll beat Mad Lions on the rotate. But I love this. Mad Lions have been very, very quick to rotate back up. They move one to heaven. They put a Cillian on A. It's definitely easier to retake that B bomb site than it is A, with how easy it is to like use utility to smoke off short and just stick the bomb on B. For A, it's a lot harder job. T's can just hang around in the toilets and be a real nuisance, and Jiggle P could spot that bomb defuse. So Mad Lions would rather have more on this top site off of this gamble. Right now, Navi are doing the classic. Guys, you push A, I'll plant B. But Simple, he's probably going to get pushed on short here. It might not go well for him.
Counter-terrorists win.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, so now we're finally going to get to see some investment back in from Navi. Kind of hoping that they can pick the pace back up once again, right? These slow rounds, it feels like they've given Mad Lions a lot of like time to rotate and kind of read what Navi are attempting to do here. In this round, Mad Lions are actually the ones looking to bring the aggression from their side. They push into mid and they've beat Simple on the timing, and I don't think he realizes that just yet. So he's got to be careful because there's already a player at Fountain. Then there's 2 players stacked between Party and Long. Bubzkji's holding for Con, and Perfecto checks it, but he does like the check where you check the corner, but you already have kind of decided that there's no one in the corner before you go round.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake there. That's something that's going to cost Navi, and Electronic, he needs to save them some bang for their buck. He does take down one in middle. Cillian's pushed up on long side, cutting off any cross towards A, and so as a result, A-Core just needs to worry about the connector, and even then, it's going to hang around for a little bit, but might even drop B with the fact that we have such a deep position for a Cillian. That would be a bit of a mistake, though, because this bomb is still hanging about, and Navi seem to want to regain this area of the map. Electronic has his knife out, but he's running away, and a Cillian, he might have heard it, but he doesn't want to push, he doesn't want to reposition, and now Navi, they're going to grab that bomb, they're going to move. Well, they go back towards middle to clear this area. Simple has, but he hasn't realized the shot's going through. He hits it. That's despicable. Simple. But the only issue with that is he's running down towards B. That's something Asilian has seen. Simple is running away. And so will Mad Lions try and stack B off the back of that information? 20 seconds left. Navi have to go. There's 2 watching Monster.
Ooh, shush. Opens up with 1. Simple gets the trade. Bubzkji going to follow up as well in this site. Ooh, well, they got a little bit dicey there because there was very little time left. Acor could have done something from heaven, but luckily enough, Simple will provide all the kills needed. Navi grab that second round.
Yeah, if Bubzkji gets a kill from site there, it's a very different one, right? Like, Shush trades 1 for 1, he does some damage. Bubzkji's on the site. There's 1 man coming from short. It's Bubzkji. M4 versus Galil. If Bubzkji wins it, he can stall the plant out for long enough that Acor can actually get some value out of that heaven position. But yeah, 1 misfight, and sometimes that can be the difference between a win and a loss. Flashing towards short, they're going to go quick through con. There's so many players here. Flamey flashed out, and he gets 2 with Perfecto. Asilian might push this smoke, but that would be dangerous. Acor's been tagged with his AWP through the wall. He might have jumped and been dinked. That sounds more likely. Asilian going to try and re-aggress. It's a good idea. They are down by 2, and he's caught Flamey. Oh, unbeknownst to him, trying to throw utility. That's a free kill, but it will get punished by Bubzkji, who's outside of Monster. No, Asilian's quick. He predicts the angle, and now in a 3-on-3, this has been flipped on its head. He can retreat towards B, and Mad Lions can set up for a winnable round. Navi is still in spawn.
Simple and Roy might be about to have a bit of a chance encounter here, and the timing just missed, but this is kind of advantageous for Mad Lions. Roy gets the information that mid is clear, and so as a result, it's going to facilitate the second man to rotate down and keep this position on B. Roy has got all the info as to where they are at con and mid, and so you're afforded this kind of extra presence down towards the B site as a result. And now, Navi, they might try and go up the connector. Yeah, they don't have time. They look like they were interested in that for a moment, but now they go back into B. 2 players here. They got to get past Asilian and Acor. Asilian's been spotted but not dealt with. He puts up a kill. They do find Acor, but with 10 seconds left, these kills have got to come in. Bomb plant now looking to come through. And Navi, they just get that bomb planted. Roy has come in from this flank all the way through mid. Simple turns and does the bulk of the damage. Electronic has just got to finish the job. Roy not giving this fight up just yet, but Electronic will get it, and he's got it dead to rights. Navi, 3 on the board as they find another one, leaving it down to the wire.
Wow, that was so well played from Simple and Electronic. I mean, often it is in these 2vx's, but just, entering into B, Simple hunting the kill. Electronic sticks the bomb with seconds remaining. Navi, they may like these late rounds, these very, very, scary rounds for a viewer at least, watching them go in with 15 seconds, but boy, are they good at converting them. We've seen blunders, we've seen rounds messed up, but Navi, you don't forget the ones that, or you do forget the ones they win, I guess. Bomb's been lost, but luckily it's only pistols. Electronic is going to start to tear them apart. Ooh, dear, he's down low. He doesn't care. 4 kills, 4 rounds. Navi back in control here. They may have lost to the second round force, which put them on a bit of a slow start to this map, but now that has truly turned around. Luckily enough, so is Mad Lions' economy. Another AWP out for Acor and a full buy in the 8th. Did he hit Asilian with that? I think he did hit Asilian with that AWP shot through the wall. Asilian took 30 damage there. I don't know how an AWP wallbang's 30. I guess that leg shot. But that's mad. That's actually mad. You could also wallbang the graffiti wall, this massive concrete wall on the right, next to the connected door, into graffiti from B short with an AWP. NATO Safik's got a kill when he was playing for Heroic in Pro League through that wall with the AWP against a saving player. It's crazy. I've only seen it once, but it is possible. Nice shot from Perfecto, clearing out B water and getting this part of the map back under the control for Navi. Do they want to go for another late round B execute? Right now they aren't sold, so still holding on to pretty much everything.
Yeah, this is led Acor to get like a little bit curious as to what's going on in mid, and he tries to go for this information play. Now, he does actually catch Electronic, and him doing all this is once again allowed for an extra man to rotate down to this B bomb site. However, Simple arriving later snipes Bubzkji away. He's going to commit through the long smoke, not expecting Asilian to be here as well, and that is his downfall. Perfecto now 1v2 does find Asilian through the smoke. Acor is already in position over here at short. Smoke down for Perfecto. He's going to try and cross behind it. Bomb tapped, hoping that that baits the peak.
Wow.
And Perfecto navigates the 1v2 perfectly. Navi, 5 on the board. And these slow rounds, they're working right now. And, you know, they're really making Mad Lions sweat a bit in kind of the mid round.
Yeah, great.
It's always scary watching Navi do these slow rounds. Like, even though it is their bread and butter and it's something they do a hell of a lot, it always makes me very, very nervous. But I don't know, today they're looking comfortable in them.
Matt, seeing Perfecto pick up that AWP in the one-on-one after he's already had 2 great AK kills. You know, that intrigued me. Versus Acor, I love the confidence. Navi must be feeling good right now. Like, you know, willing to try one-on-one the enemy AWP player with their own weapon. And that's not one that, you know, Perfecto is known for. But yeah, I mean, great work nonetheless. This bike, RIP, has been removed in the latest update. But that's a good thing, because as you can see, Asilian's making the most of that position. It is gimpy as anything. You very much get hidden behind it. They've also removed the windows in the toilets on Overpass A site, so you can't do that boost up on short. And I think that's a good thing as well. I didn't like that boost. It was super easy to run with almost no way to punish it, and you get lots of info. And it's very hard to see someone through those windows if they haven't broken them. So yeah, it's a good fix in my opinion. Now, pistols only for Mad Lions here. They've actually peeled back from long. Electronic spots 1, but he doesn't know that there are 4 players here, or 3 more on the A site. So he'll fall back a little bit and wait for his team to come in. Navi want to trade these kills at bare minimum. Uh-oh.
It's another one of these rounds where Flamey is selling a B fake and the rest of the gang are slowly but surely pressuring this A site. Now, they actually rotate the bomb back through connector after Flamey gets that kill. And in doing so, they're walking into the stacked B bomb site. Bubzkji is wrapping heaven, and so he's coming in through CT. He should be able to help out, but there's very little time left, and Bubzkji drops the bomb. Luckily enough, Bubzkji arrives with just enough time on the clock. This is the scary thing about like the Navi slow style is that very often it feels like they end up just walking into a site with very little information to go off of. You know, they are just kind of committing and hoping. And as a result, like it feels like every one of these rounds, no matter the investment from Mad Lions, is always very, very close, even when maybe it shouldn't be. So it's a little bit scary. Now we got a double AWP in play for Mad Lions.
54-23 against Big in March. Harry, I'm sure you remember that game as well. That was a game that Simple lost. Simple lost that map on Dust 2.
Dust,
sorry,
right?
no, let me reword that. Simple didn't lose. Navi lost that map. Simple had 54 kills. But yeah, Big, they've looked really good. And not just back there, but even here as well. They fought to G2 yesterday, but they are making a real run in the playoffs right now. They're going to be taking on the winner of this game versus the winner of FaZe NiP. So in this case, likely Navi FaZe, like the winner of that is what that looks like. But you know, surprises have happened. NiP have looked good as well. Fast play, Bubzkji plays the Molotov, and he sees right through it, dropping Simple. Bubzkji is already low outside the monster, and Electronic is alone in middle. No one to trade that kill. There's 2 players here for Mad Lions. They are in full control of this round. Oh, Navi is just hoping for anything, but Flamey's been caught, and Perfecto, he may have connector, but Bubzkji might not have the bomb for too much longer. Roy's here to stay.
Yeah, the question for Perfecto is how much damage could he do in this round? There's a man looking at Con, so yeah, none is going to be the answer. Acor is just homed in with that AWP. This double AWP setup gives a decent result over the Mad Lions right out the gate. 3 kills coming from these AWPs that were in play. And so what's Navi's solution going to be now that they've spotted this double AWP set up for Mad Lions. They actually don't invest into this round, which is
I like that.
just the hero AK entrusted onto Simple, and they're going to triple. Sorry, what am I even saying, man? They're going to 5-man boost him up for the. Oh, hang on. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Don't worry.
Right
Play me.
back.
Come on. Ooh, there we go. He's up. No. Oh, slowly but surely he falls down. Oh, well, it's not the most majestic of beginnings, but let's see if they can pick it up now as they group up outside of the B bomb site.
Mad Lions are probably ready for this. You can see Acor's running back to A. Now, he will check long on a timing, but I imagine he's just going to drop B and pretty soon as well. Navi have done nothing in middle round, and that's pretty clear to Mad Lions. There's that orb rotating, and boy, oh boy, this round just got, I think, twice as hard now for Navi as they walk into a quad stack. There's 2 orbs here. Bubzkji took better on this weapon as well. He had a couple of missed rifle kills, so the secondary orb in his hands is paying dividends to Mad Lions. Losing Bubzkji earlier, Navi. They still want to commit here. Electronic swaps out the pistol, but Bubzkji, he's still waiting. He's still raring to go. There's another. Navi are getting picked apart before they even get through the tunnel, and now is the time to go.
Oh, and into Astillion they run. Simple will put up 1, and he does still have Perfecto nearby to help out, but now it is just Simple, and Bubzkji's going to find him with the AWP. This attempt at the B play really doesn't work out for Navi. Now, it was only the 1 AK in that round, right? There's a reinvestment coming, and Electronic has even dropped an AWP over to Simple. Simple going to drop an AK back. So everyone's got everything they could possibly need here for Navi. One thing that is kind of important to bear in mind is that the utility is a little bit limited. And considering how slowly we know Navi like to play, that kind of limits what you're able to do in terms of like throwing these fakes in and contesting this map control.
Patience outside that B site might be rewarded here for Simple. Bubzkji's getting aggressive. Oh, nice check. Simple's going to get it. And that's a big early kill for Navi in this round. Re-smoke on the tunnel for Shush. But that doesn't really do a whole lot now because all it is, you know, patching a bullet wound. Navi is still in advantage. And Electronic, oh, this is big because you know, Navi are outside of B, but if Electronic can get a kill, force a rotate, you do anything, keep these players on the site. There's only 2 players on lower right now, and that would be good for Navi. There's a lot of you know, possibilities from this position for Electronic, but that's a nice shot. Acor hits the best peak you'll ever see onto Perfecto. Couldn't be timed better. And Electronic, he's cleared the site. He's about to realize that Acor's running back. He's going to get caught dead without a chance. Electronic might want this bomb to rotate up, but that is going to be a big problem. This is the mind game now. Do Mad Lions rotate up, or does Electronic flank their backline? Astillion getting the info. He's found 2. Navi trading, but the bomb's been lost outside Monster. This is a mess. How is this falling apart? They had everything, and the aggression from Mad Lions has provided solutions. Shush with another. It's Electronic who won't commit pushing through A, coming back through Con.
Yeah, he needs the kills, and he needs them now, or else this round is over. 20 seconds, and Electronic is sneaking, but there's no time to sneak. There's no time for silence. He's got to be fast, and he's got to be ferocious here. Electronic, first kill found, and now just Roy left to beat, but 10 seconds. Roy has seemingly every advantage here. Electronic has to stick the bomb plant, and in doing so, he will get deleted. Roy peeks up, and Electronic goes down. It's 6 on the board for Mad Lions, and that round there completely falls apart. The time even betraying Navi at the very, very end. It looked like they had that one dead to rights, but you're bang on. This decision to take the aggression. Shush timing it well, finding the bomb, shutting down a second man. The Danes are going to tie this one up now, and once again, they break the money of Navi.
Yeah, Navi's so surprised by that reaction. To be fair, that's like the last thing you would expect, but Mad Lions, like, great play, and really Navi just dropping the ball. They had every advantage, every chance to win that round, and Mad Lions are going to keep this one going. Some wallbang spam for Simple, but he's lost his teammate in Flamey on short. Shush has support. Oh dear, just getting out with 20 health is Bubzkji jumping over the shots. Could have a boost up here on short for Navi, but they don't really have any guns to play with, and they're getting made very quick work of. Nice spam from Bubzkji, controls the spray, and 2 left here for Navi. Not for too much longer, I'd imagine. Ooh, oh dear.
Oh no. Well, It's not going great. It's not going great, has it? But Mad Lions back in the lead. They're feeling good about that one. 7 of their name now. And a chance to win out this first half of play.
I'm glad this is more competitive than Mirage, right? That was, obviously great to watch Simple get 37 kills in a like 20-round map, but at least Mad Lions are showing us why they're here, why they made it to the playoffs, how they can be competitive against some of the top tier teams here. And right now, holding the lead in Navi's map pick, but it's early days. Roy is burning that Molotov. Oh no, Asilian's on his head as well, and because he's on the stairs, Roy can't walk upstairs. He's essentially getting blocked from that, and just kind of had to walk into it. Asilian pushes the smoke. Simple was waiting for that. The bomb will get spotted in con, but it comes a kill for Navi. Bubzkji flashing short and setting Flamey up to take this position. Navi once again crunching the B site, but his aggression from Mad Lions seems to be the solution, or so they think. Definitely not working. Bubzkji getting caught as well, and now the hole is just getting dug deeper and deeper underground. It's only the AWP on B in the hands of Acor. Woo.
Man, this has been a lot more back and forth, and we get to see the replay of this. Devastating. Even tries to move back. Oh, and then Asilian drops the smoke a second after Roy dies, just to rub salt in the wound. I could have saved you as well, Roy. There's the reminder. Early on, it's going to be the Molotovs over into mid. I love these mollies that you see teams do where you throw the two, right? The one at the stairs and then one into the park as well. It's great because it either forces you to waste utility, like 2 smokes on the Navi side, or whoever's playing T side, right? If you're doing this in your game. But the alternative is usually what happens is you put out that first smoke and then you try and run into park, and then obviously there's a Molotov there as well. So either you need to commit and put both out, or you just end up waiting, or you run through the Molotov and are forced to take damage. So it's a great way to just really kind of force the T side to have to rid themselves of utility or HP, or not take that ground early.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of mid pushing for Mad Lions, right? Playing off the back of those Molotovs, going towards the fountain, getting up in the face. That goes along well with that utility. We even have a smoke that I've seen some teams use, not as frequently, that lands faster, that you throw from spawn, from this A site, and it lands where the first molly lands in the stairwell. So Navi, if or the T's, would have to walk through a smoke with no info, and there could be a mid push there. So you see that sometimes, but people prefer Molotovs for good reason, on the extra damage as well, and the further danger of going through it. Now to B push. Navi are going to commit with 20 seconds, surprise, surprise, in the last of the half. There's 2 here, and 2 more coming from up, are already dropping into the site. Simple's got an opening kill. Roy needs something. He can't find it. Shush, a monster with only 1, and the trades are good for Mad Lions, but Navi have the bomb plant.
Yeah, and they know where Acor is. The only mystery right now is Asilian, and Simple is slowly but surely wrapping him. Now, Asilian looks ready for this. He's holding down the short tunnel. Asilian unable to win that fight, and Perfecto deals with Acor inside of the site. So Navi, they just about win out that first half of play, 8-7. Already sat 1-0 up in this series. Things are looking good for Navi. Can Mad Lions pull it back now, moving into their T half? You're going to have to join us in just a moment to find out.
So long we have been afraid just to take
Well, 8-7 at the end of the first half of play, and Navi, they're in the lead right now. They're also 1-0 up in this series already, so any Navi fans out there are probably feeling pretty happy as to how this one has panned on out. Mad Lions beginning their T side. Then imagine we're going to see them fall into the same kind of slow plays that Navi do. Mad Lions, they're a lot more about kind of, you know, Hugo, word that you've used a lot, misdirection. They love it. They love a bit of a fake, do this T side. And to do that, you got to be fast, you got to be confident, and you've all got to be on the same page. So in this round, they're quick over here towards long. You might recognize this. This is a bit of a matchmaking classic. It's the old go long, down con, in towards the B site later in the round. However, Asilium was dropped early on at long, and Navi, they've seen this play a million times before. They've already rotated down to this B bomb site. They've kept the stack here while all this has gone on. Perfecto is the pistol king of Navi as well. It feels like every pistol round he's here putting up multi-kills, and this one is no different. 3 kills from him, and a 9th on the board for Navi. Hugo, I've said your name a lot. I've inferred that you exist, but I think it's about time I let you say your piece.
Yeah, Perfecto. He gets 3 in both pistol rounds here, Harry. 3 entries in B in the T side and 3 defensive kills in B in the CT side. He's certainly been having a good game. And when Perfecto's having a good game, it really shows for Navi. Like, we got Flamey and Bubzkji, 6 and 4 kills respectively, and Navi is still holding a lead. Like, that just shows that the game plan is working, even if, you know, not everyone is fragging. That's fine. Mad Lions, they're on eco. This is a 10th round for Navi through and through. And they've just got to make it so simple with 2. Oh dear, that's a gun given over. They need to quickly deal with that before it becomes a problem. Electronic trying to finish off. Could peek on the reload, doesn't, but Roy walks into him, and Electronic has removed that M4 for now. He won't be letting anyone take it back, and well, he'll take back this round. Shush holding mid with a P2, and this one's done. Nice shot onto Flame. He catches him midair, but it's only an SMG. It's not going to save his bacon, and Electronic is cooking with gas. It's up to 10 for Navi. Mad Lions coming in with their 3rd round bye.
Ooh, Simple's taking the AWP down here into the connector. There's 2 players on the other side, but Simple ready to go. Shuts down the first man. Shush is quick to get that trade, and you can see him just pick up the pace. You know, you don't want to let Simple get another shot off there. That's how he tears you apart. So they get that trade nice and quickly. Find this 4-on-4, but Flamey gets flashed in down here towards the B side of the map to take the man advantage back in favor of Navi. Mad Lions, they leave mid. They up and leave it. They rotate back with this bomb, and they look to set up over here towards the B bomb side. Now, there's still plenty of time if Mad Lions did want to change this up. They've also got con control, but with how things are looking right now, they're to commit in towards B, and that's a bit of a problem. There's 3 players for Navi here. This is an even gunfight, and these are the fights that you really don't want in a game of Counter-Strike. Gonna try and get in. Flamey shuts down the first man. Perfecto follows up. And now, as Shush is looking to deal with the player down here in the pit, Bubzkji is just allowed to swing out and secure that free kill to finish off the round and end it in favor of Navi.
Yeah, that's nice for Bubzkji, right? He's 5-11. He's clearly having a rough game. So what he does there is he hides Graffiti and lets Navi hold with 2. And he waits. He doesn't peek at all. He waits for Mad Lions to do exactly what Shush just did, right? Consider the fact that there's only 2 B players. And then Bubzkji comes out swinging when Shush has discounted a CT player. Nice little, you know, play to guarantee a safe kill there for Bubzkji and not risk giving away an advantage. You don't want to do that if you're Navi. And luckily, the players taking the fight are the players winning the fight. So Electronic and Simple finding 3 kills in an instant. Both of them will fall, though, getting significant damage on these last 2 players, Shush and Acor, on 30 and 15 respectively. Guns at their feet and the bomb back in mid. There is a good chance to make something happen. The health could hold them back, but quick kills, getting headshots here, that will save you. Mad Lions, where do they want to go? Navi aren't reaggressing, so it's up to the T's to make their choice.
Actor is waiting patiently, and if he's even able to get 1 and then just hide, he's done enough. You don't want him to die right away, and they sneak beneath his crosshair. Look at them go. Shush and Acor, these tiny little men creeping in. Oh dear. Perfecto swings wide, but he does get dealt with. Well, now, Flamey and Bubzkji. Nade's going to delete Acor. He wasn't able to get the bomb down as a result, and Bubzkji coming on in. Only had to land one shot there to deal with Shush. So Navi, 12-7. 5 now the difference between them and the Mad Lions. Reinvestment going to come on through from either side. We do get to see the AWP in the hands of Acor, but there's also one with some dude who you might know called Simple now.
Heard the name.
Yeah, he's all right from what I've heard. Oh, he's gonna keep an eye out for the. I thought he was gonna go for the wall bang. If I'm honest, like,
is that a wall bang? I thought that was from Spawn A. We don't see that enough in pro games, right? I've been killed by that, Harry. I've been killed by that.
Yeah, dude, I was in the game with you. That was a very unique one when that happened.
Yeah, I've never had that happen, and you're just walking out of T-spawn, you just die to A site by an AWP headshot. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Just complete RNG and timing, and obviously I'm dead. But yeah, I'd love to see more players try that. Like, if you're not taking your spawn mid, just spam it. Like, you could get a tag. I don't know. I feel like it's not consistent by any means, but what is? Got to do whatever you can to get ahead. Electronic, he's on a flank right now, and he is getting behind, but he actually might miss the timing. Grenades in middle give away the fact that he's actually lost this, and players have pushed past him, so he's telling Navi to be aware of that A site. Bubzkji has gone up to rotate to join Simple, and Electronic has decided to flank B instead. This is the right call because the bomb is here, and not even considering the possibility. Electronic might have just won this entire damn round.
Oh, he's getting close. He's trying to get as much value out of this as he can. Oh, he only gets one. That's a bit of a shame. Electronic playing the trigger discipline, and Shush gets a double in the meantime. How on earth have Mad Lions gotten back into this round? Deary, deary me. This was not how you imagined it was going to go at all. However, Bubzkji deletes Bubzkji through the smoke, and now it's all on Shush. He's had a fantastic double to start this round off for Mad Lions. Now he's going to finish it off with 2 more. For Simple, does find damage. See, it terrifies me whenever players tag Simple, but they don't kill Simple. I feel like all you've done now is make him angry. And Shush, with this Glock, not the weapon of choice, definitely not what you'd want. Like, they are just waiting him out. Bubzkji tries to take the fight, and the Glock actually does best Bubzkji. Now just Simple left, and he's going to land the shot needed. Shush falls, Navi, they'll get that 13th round, and the skin of their teeth.
Man, you got to give it to Shush, though. Not only some incredible entries, that second kill was sick, but he commits with a Glock there. If he reloads, he gets pushed, and he knows it, so he has to. Like, it's not like he has many choices. Maybe, you know, I think if he instantly reloaded, he would have had the timing, but he didn't. He thought they were closer, and yeah, he gets a kill with it. Like, fair play, double dinking Bubzkji, but Simple, he's not going to fall to a Glock, even on 30 health. 13-7. Navi have had a flawless CT side here, Harry. It's 5 in a row, and Simple just picking them out of the spawn. Oh no. Oh no, Harry. He's ready for everything.
Stalemate around this smoke. This is so weird. And Electronic has pushed mid again. And so what this allows is for this 4-man hold inside of the B site. And so Mad Lions don't know it, but if they commit to this play, Navi, they've got 4 guys ready and raring to go to hold it down. Bubzkji is actually rotating back up, and so is Simple, but this comes as like a consequence of not having connector, and you're worried that they could have gone up con. But that's not the case. And luckily enough, Flamey and Perfecto have locked this entire round down between the 2 of them. Electronic is flanking again, and so even though Asilian gets that kill, he should get dealt with right about now. And there it is. Electronic going to pick it up. 14 on the board for Navi as they look to send Mad Lions home in a 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, just to remind people as well, right? Not only is this Navi's map pick, but it's a map that Mad Lions have only played once in 2020. It was a win versus VP, but, you know, not a lot of data to go off of. And you know, the problem of not playing officials on any map is when you start going in, like, I'm sure they had a game plan. The fact that they leave this map open in the series means they you know, probably ready for it to get picked. But, you know, it means you don't have things to fall back on. You don't have that experience in officials that, okay, guys, this works, this doesn't. This is what we usually do when we're having a rough time. But they just don't have that. practice isn't the same. And, well, right now, Navi is showing them how difficult these officials can be. Electronic with 4. It's him and Simple just running the board right now. Perfecto's had a great map here on Overpass as well, but everyone's played their role to perfection. And Navi, a flawless CT side here, a single round away from kicking Mad Lions out of DreamHack Masters and going on for another day.
Lions look like they might just try and end this all with a fast B play. I mean, this round Navi actually only have 2 players here. Simple is rotating down, but Flamey and Perfecto not able to stand their ground. They do get 2. Simple up in heaven with the AWP, gets smoked off, so he doesn't have much of a say as the side take comes on in. Electronic's over here towards short side and is wrapping up. It's him, Bubzkji, and Simple. And Electronic gonna spam A-Core out of the round. Roy tries to take matters into his own hands, but gets cut down as well. It's Astillion left up in the 1v3. And it's a team ace to round this one out for Navi. They'll take this series 2-0. 16-7 here on Overpass, and Navi, they are starting to look once again like the team we know and love.
Yeah, that really was like a pristine Navi, right? They're in the lower bracket. They lost the G2. They lost that 2-0, albeit being competitive. But yeah, Navi, they're still here to play hard. They're still here to try and win the tournament. I think that's their expectation, right? Best team in the world right now. And, you know, they love the lower bracket. What can you say about Navi? So great game. And they go on to face the winner of FaZe NiP with Mad Lions being eliminated now. So that sucks to see. No more Danes in this tournament, or at least no more Danish teams, as Astralis lost to NIP the other day. North got grouped. Heroic fell to Vitality, and now that's Mad Lions gone as well. So no Danes. We can only wait for the Swedes in Scandinavia here, but Navi, they live to fight another one.
Yeah, they do.
Now, I'm not saying the Mad Lions got smashed today by Navi, but I am saying that Navi and Simple and company absolutely pulverized that of the Mad Lions, stopping the run here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 in what is a lower bracket round of 3. And for the Mad Lions, you get 5 rounds in the first map, 7 on the second, unanswered second half here on Overpass, and that's going to be the end of the storyline as we know it here for this side of Mad Lions. Simple really put up a performance today, and I do believe we got one of those stats that came out that was really cool. And of course, Christine and Matthew might want to spoil that one. So which one do you want to take it?
Oh, you go, Christine, because I'm not exactly sure which one he refers to, so I don't want to put myself on the spot right here.
Apparently, Simple had more AWP kills in the server on Mirage than any other frag, rifle, pistol, all combined. So it's pretty impressive showing coming at a Simple, and it's really just a continuation. I think it is great to see a stark difference in his performance, even going on to Overpass. On Mirage, we mentioned it, he was breaking all the rules, doing all the unorthodox plays, and just dominating. But on this Overpass, it was much more postured, much more calculated, and into the system of Navi, and it's still producing 105 ADR, 25 kills, and only 15 deaths. So
not bad.
Man, what an outplaying performance coming out of Navi.
Yeah, it's super. This is the scary Navi that we want to see. This is the Navi that also you kind of want to take into consideration when they walked in this matchup. Were they curious? Were they even, I don't know, remotely removed almost by playing that of Mad Lions? I mean, obviously Navi have to feel like they're the better team, and sometimes you get those little inklings in your ear and you can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you know, I think they handled the challenge pretty well. And as weird as it sounds, the fact that it was more of a team effort on Overpass makes Navi that much more scary. Because we know Simple can do simple things. For sure, it's happened in the past, it's going to happen in the future. But on Overpass, all across the board, there was domination and mastery for Navi. Perfecto was having a great game, 20 kills as well. Electronic was up there. Tactically speaking, on the CT side, you could see they were always one step ahead. They knew what was going to happen. Electronic with the flanks, with the trigger discipline, not to fire too quick, give time to his teammate to come in position. So yeah, Simple didn't break records on Overpass, but Navi did break Mad Lions' neck.
Yeah, they absolutely crushed them. I mean, Simple goes 61-23. That's plus 38 in the series. Oh, wait, that's the phone ringing. Will somebody answer the damn phone, please? Oh, it's Bubzkji. Hey, man, what's up?
Hello.
Rough day there in the office for you. Not gonna lie, doesn't look like it was too fun in the server. Talk to me about it. Was it fun in the server today?
I mean, it was not a very enjoyable experience to get absolutely dunked by Simple, right? Rough day on the office, as you say.
Yeah, you know, I guess let's just back off of that a little bit. Let's just think about it. When you have a guy like Simple, no matter who you're playing, let's just say, but you know, for this example, Simple, he's gone 61-23 in 2 maps. You know, how do you try to respond to that? What do you even say as a team to say, hey, you know what, we're still in this fight. We might not have an answer for Simple, but we're still here.
I mean, it's kind of hard when he kind of mentally dominates you that way, which everything you did, he kind of just killed you, right? So I just think Simple is really good against lower tier teams, and for him, we are probably a lower tier team, right? So he probably had a lot of confidence to just annihilate us.
But Bubzkji, you consider yourself a lower tier team, really?
Yeah, I mean, for him, if I was in their shoes, I would definitely have seen us as like, okay, these guys, we should bid 10 out of 10 times. Let's just play our own game, right? Instead of thinking too much about what they do.
So kind of playing with I don't want to use the word disrespect, but I think you know what I mean when I say playing
like
a little bit more loose.
Overconfidence.
Right? Yeah,
Just,
yeah. Christine, Matthew is also here, in case you guys didn't notice. Christine, what do you have for the man?
You know, Bubzkji, I wanted to ask, can we get a sneak peek of what your in-game team communications was like? Because what we saw was Electronic consistently pushing towards that party, and he was always ready, always postured, and he actually always knew that you guys were going towards that B. He always communicated towards his team, so they overstacked towards B with 4 members. Were you guys aware of this, and what was the communication like, the problem solving on your end of the Lions side?
I mean, we kind of knew after some rounds where we ran into B that they knew what we were doing, right? They had some idea of how to read where we're going. But I mean, how our team speak was mostly like, oh, I'm dead now. I'm dead as well. What do we do? Like, it's not too much. Not too much to do. So.
That's fair. Okay, I want to take a step back and first I want to say congratulations, guys, for the improvement you've had the past few weeks, and just ask you, where do you see yourself right now with Mad Lions in the top 5, top 10? How do you feel with the rest of the Counter-Strike scene with your team?
I mean, it's kind of weird right now due to the circumstances, right? But I think and I believe that we could hit top 10 in this year consistently, which is our goal both for the organization and team. So that's what we're working towards. And right now, we don't see it as an impossible task, but we definitely need to work a lot on our maps to get there.
All right.
So, Bubzkji, not just because, you know, you have a teammate and, you know, you guys are Danish and whatnot. Who do you think is the best opper in Denmark right now, and why is it Acor?
I mean, do you want me to lie on TV? Like, it's definitely Device, right?
Hey,
but Acor
do you want to lie on TV? Do you want to lie on TV, you know?
I mean, Acor is definitely like the most. I think he's on par with Device mechanically when he's on his game. But I think that sometimes he lacks a bit of confidence in himself to be one of the best that he can be on his best days. So I don't know.
It's an interesting thing over there, and I actually we kind of got to bounce this question off some Danes yesterday, and I kind of want to bounce it off you as well. You seem like a very eloquent and a very well-spoken man. So I want to ask about the kind of undercard of the Danish scene. Sort of like, here's Astralis, they've casted a shadow, and now everybody else is underneath that. Do you think that that's going away, or do you think that you know, there's a lot of changes to come that's got to still happen for that to be the case?
I mean, I think we're going to have a better knowledge about it after we come back from the break after the summer, when Astralis get back with full force, right? To see if they're still as dominant as before, because if they're going to be as before, there's going to be no one who's going to be able to compete with them. But right now, I think in the last like 1 or 2 years, there's really been nobody from Denmark who's been able to even like get close to Astralis. But right now, we think that we are on the way to their level right now, even though they... like taking in consideration that they have 2 stand-ins, right? That's the level I mean. And then we have Heroic and North, which is kind of... I mean, Heroic is looking really well, right? And North has been struggling for a long time now, and they've been dealing with some... yes, probably. They've been struggling with the same issues as Astralis, right? So it's kind of a miss right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch because obviously there's a development going on. There's a change going on within Danish Counter-Strike. Does it concern you at all? Does it make you a little bit worried about the future of Danish Counter-Strike?
I mean, I like to change that because when people got asked by North before, right, they would always say, "Oh my God, it's North, I'm gonna join." Yes, but if people gonna get asked by North now, they don't even consider it, right? So it kind of changed the momentum in the scene where. Before, you would always have the tier list Astralis, you always say yes to this. And if you're North, then you take under it's just the food chain, right? But the food chain kind of mixed up. And I don't feel that any of the players between Heroic North and us are going to take any offers from each other.
That's interesting. Now, I think that's something by itself. For you to even tell us that, first and foremost, I appreciate it. And secondly, to kind of ask you, what exactly is it about, not say joining North, but, in your example, what would it be about joining North that would keep a Danish player, an up-and-coming Danish talent from your rank S's, from going over there, from playing with a team like North? Is it something internal, or how does that work?
You asked me why I would go to North?
No, why no one would go to North?
I mean, I think they have this is only from what I've read, I feel like they have a bit of a weird reputation in the scene, and the results have been kind of poor, so it's kind of hard to bait to come and join your team if the only thing you can offer is salary.
Yeah, and no real promise of a future, so to say.
I mean,
so not the building blocks.
They need to show that MSL is a solid AWPer, and they need to go to top 10 or top 15 to show that people really believe in this project again, so a lot more players will be interested in joining North in the future.
Well, listen, man, I'm going to get you out of here, but before I do that, so Navi move on, right? And they're going to be playing the winner of FaZe and NiP. Now, where do you put yourself on the FaZe Ninjas and Pajamas matchup? Who do you think takes that?
I think NiP has been looking a little bit weird since the removal of Lekro, but I think they're getting back together. FaZe is really hit and miss, I feel. They are sick individually, but I don't know if Bymas is the right one to fit FaZe right now. But I mean, if FaZe gonna hit their shots, I believe they're gonna take it.
Interesting. That's some interesting stuff. And they go against Navi, and we know that Navi can be a little bit of a back and forth. But did they seem like the Navi of old today?
I mean, I think you asked me what if the outcome is gonna be or what? I'm confused.
Yeah, kinda. I think we'll just leave it at that. Let's just go with that. And I appreciate you for your time, Bubzkji. Anything you would like to say on behalf of yourself, the Mad Lions? Anything you want to put out there at all? You can speak it in Danish. You can speak it in whatever you want, man.
Thanks for game, Dumas. Really nice to play with you. You know this one? You don't know this one? Oh, it's gonna be awkward. Please get me out of here.
No.
Get me out of here. Can I close this call? I'm out.
Get him out of here. Leave him alone. You guys.
To get me out of here.
I can't. Why did you bully him, Christine? He ran away from us. I just don't understand. But let's be honest with each other here. He did give us some really good answers. He gave us quite a bit of insight there into what Danish Counter-Strike looks like. And it is a bit of a tumultuous state, Maniac.
It really is. And you want to laugh a bit more? Before this interview, I had even forgotten about North. I had forgotten about North at the top level. I didn't really remember what they were doing. It's not a diss, it's just I hadn't seen them in a long time, and I didn't cover the group stage. So I think he's spot on. I think the hierarchy of sub-top Counter-Strike in Denmark, if you will still have Astralis up there, which it's debatable, but it's still all up in the air now. It's not exactly here who would join what team in what scenario, in what circumstances. And Mad Lions, they have a really good thing going on. Why would they even think about roster change? They are on the up and up. I think there's improvement every tournament I see them. Every time they step into a new dimension, so they should just keep on going, focus on themselves, and eventually it's gonna work. I mean, Navi, it's still top 1, top 2, top 3 in the world right now. It's just too big of a tall order.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I also think that we have a nice little stats helix. I'm actually kind of looking at it right here, waiting for the opportunity to get to it. But before we do that, someone special is calling in. And I don't mean to get phone calls from them all the time. It's going to be simple.
Oh, damn.
The Undertaker himself, the man that is really breaking all the numbers out today, who has really hit all the shots that he had to hit. Every single one of them, it almost seems. Simple. What did you eat for breakfast this morning, and how are you feeling? You must feel electronic right now.
Feel good that we are still playing in tournament. What I eat? Man, coffee. I eat coffee. I don't know how to call this, like kebab. but home kebab.
Kebab? Okay.
You ate
Okay.
kebab
Alright.
for breakfast.
But
I
it
respect the
wasn't
hell out of that.
kebab, but it looks like kebab, but with chicken inside. So
I think I think I'm having trouble hearing you, Simple. Is it
So he
possible
said
for you to-
kebab with the chicken inside. I think is what I got from that.
it's not.
I can translate if you want.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get Maniac to translate. It does make sense. So let's do that. Maniac, what do you have for this legend, this guy that is more than a trendsetter, but obviously electric at the very core?
Okay, I have a tough question, but when you have a game like you had on the first map and everything is working for you, how do you feel? How does it feel for you to have all the powers? I'm sure a lot of players would like to know how it feels at that moment.
Oh, it feels like it's still the things that we need to close this game because it's very hard to lose like this, and it's gonna be very sad. But I don't know, just feeling that I can help my team anytime, you know.
Really helped them a lot.
Feels like I mean, of course I'm focusing on shots. I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna hit all shots, you know, but just focusing on my game more. I don't know how to explain this.
Okay, I have another question for you. We just saw that clip of you rushing in the ladder room on Mirage and no-scoping Bubzkji on top of the ladder. When you make a play like that, is that today when you woke up, you said, you know what, I'm going to do 0 Fs given, I'm going to go out there and be the better player? Or is that in the moment, it was an opportunity and you capitalized on it? How do you determine that? How does a player calculate these types of movements?
When I jump on stairs, right?
Yeah.
From Tetris.
Both of them, the
Yeah.
stairs and the ladder.
Oh yeah, the ladder just to trade my teammate because they throw
Yeah,
double
yeah.
Molotov. And on stairs we just throw 3 flashes, and I knew that he stepped before when I was on Tetris and I heard this. So yeah, just I don't know, just do no scope because it's so easy to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So easy
that's-
for
It's
you.
actually easy, yeah.
It's so easy. It's so much easier too when you're playing
so
like a map
easy.
like Cash and you just jump off of heaven, and it's so much easier there too. It's the wildest concept. Hey, Simple. Look, man, and we kind of talked to Bubzkji about this before, and I want to ask it from your side, the winning side, the guy that was putting up all the frags in the server, getting all of the kills. It's not. I don't want to say the words disrespect Counter-Strike, but there has to be a level of confidence that Navi comes into this matchup with. Is that true?
I mean, of course, we understand that we should be better, even if they won this Flashpoint tournament and did great online results. We understand that we have more firepower and we should beat them. But at the same time, you always think that they can be underdogs, and we lost so many times to underdogs. But of course, I mean, I watched demos before this game and I prepared myself because I understand it can be our last game. So I think all our team focus on 100% like we can focus, and because of that we had such a good result.
And now you just said you were watching demos. I think it's very interesting. Do you try to find like personal tricks for you to, or just for the team in general?
I'm watching like Opar's demos more, but I see what teams do in general. But I'm just looking what is his favorite spots or how he pick. Maybe he likes to overpick, maybe he likes to pick with double scope, like, you know, as a pre-fire. So yeah, I'm just watching kind of these things. And my coach like watch demos and tell like they like to do boost on overpass, and because of that I expect this, you know. Some teams like it to do once per 3 games. They like to do it once per game.
Amazing.
Like, so yeah.
That's interesting because obviously within tendencies, I think is the word you're looking for when you're looking at what a team's strengths and weaknesses are and what they're more likely to do. You're the man that's always scoped in at the right place at the right time. And that's got to feel good. That's got to feel real damn good when it all comes together, Sasha.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, man.
It
yeah,
feels
no, go ahead.
very good. Yeah, it feels good when you hit shots. You understand that you're still on point, you know. You understand that everyone expects from you something to do and you're doing it because you're just enjoying it.
Hey, so question that may have been floated your way before. What about the sort of mid-round decision-making within Navi? How is this all working now that things are starting to settle and you guys are finding a rhythm?
We had some problems against G2, and we just telling that if our captain not feeling like right with decision, he can always ask their players or coach. I think we did so many very bad mistakes against G2. like when we missed smoke and didn't plant bomb, and today we had chance to lose it as well. I think it's some kind of miscommunication, and we're just hurrying, you know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe when we understand that it should be 100% round, we just trying to finish it fast, maybe. I don't know, but sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you find yourself playing the
You're
winner
like,
of...
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, yeah, go ahead.
We just like trying to finish it, but at the end we lose some players, and we start moving slowly, and sometimes we don't even have time to plant bomb.
Yeah, and eventually either A, the whole other team's dead, or B, your team's dead. And that's Counter-Strike in a nutshell, right? So, look, man, sometimes you get the opportunity to play the winner of FaZe and the Ninjas in Pajamas in the lower bracket. First and foremost, which one do you think that you guys would have a easier time playing against?
Easier, probably NAP, because we already beat them, and with FaZe it was a hard game. Even when we played this show match tournament, we still wanted to beat them. But I don't know, NAP showed great result yesterday and against Astralis, and FaZe has a new player, so I don't know. They need to... I just want to see how FaZe gonna play now.
Yeah,
maybe they should practice something because of new player. And maybe because of that, they're not gonna get fast results.
Yeah, and you know, we're all eyes on FaZe as well. Would you say that there's oppers on FaZe, or better yet, what oppers do you watch? Because you tell us that you watch a lot of op demos, and I think we've had this conversation before, but let's just get a little refresher. Are people like Acor, Twist, now that he's just picked up the op and dominated it with Nip, are these players that you're watching, or who do you watch?
Acor, Zaiwu, Device, who's else? Voxic as well. I mean, usually I start to watch the players that I didn't watch like for 2-3 months, just to see it and to see what I can expect from them, because all other players, no, I know how they play, like the Voxic and Zaiwu and all of them, but like Acor and Brocky, they're doing something new, and of course I'm gonna look for it as well. Yeah, just for myself to upgrade, you know.
Yeah, obviously you want to stay ahead of the game. You want to stay ahead of the curve. That's Professor Simple. One last thing I'm going to leave you with is this, man. G2 have said they want to meet Navi in the finals to determine who is the #1 in the world. Nexus said that. How does that make you feel?
I feel like they had a lucky win. It's for sure, because probably we lost to ourselves more than to them, because we lost, as I said, so many bad rounds. But yeah, it's a hard way to final. Is it like FaZe and NIP left?
FaZe, NIP, they will play you guys. The winner of that then goes on to play Big in the consolidation.
Oh yeah, and yeah, maybe Big as well. G2 won today?
G2 hasn't played just yet. They won last night.
Okay. They won yesterday versus Big, yeah.
Yeah, they beat up on Big last night.
I forgot. Yeah, it would be great to play against them and take revenge. I mean, we could play much better than we played against G2. And I know this.
Well, perhaps we will get that G2 Navi game. Sasha, I appreciate you, man. You are quite the treat. Anything you want to say outward to the Navi fans?
Thank you for inviting, and thanks everyone for support.
Cool. Easy as that. Das Vidanya, my friends. Spasiba.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Let's keep it rolling here. Let's keep the show moving along. Stats Helix next up on the agenda, but simple. Galaxy Brain, if I've ever heard one.
Definitely Galaxy Brain indeed. And we're going to jump right into the stats here. Let me just show you exactly why they're T-side. You know, there was a lot of slower rounds on the T side of things. We saw Navi almost running out of the timer on the clock on multiple occasions, but it's because of the setup that they had. Simple. We heard it in the interview. He spoke about Lions. He understands the aggression, the proactiveness coming out of the players that he sees. Look at Perfecto, look at Electronic, look at Simple. Very spread out across the map. And we're about 1:30 rounds into the 1:30 into the round here, and that's when Navi are just trying to punish Lions here. You can see that they've already taken out Asilion and Roy, but Simple, Electronic, they're still past the line of scrimmage. They haven't progressed onto the bomb sites because they know that Lions, they're just going to wait out the time, bide out the time, and wait for them to make mistakes here. So if we can look at the point of views of these Navi players, you're going to see exactly that they're just in a position to punish Lions. They're not really trying to make it into the sites. They're not really trying to formulate a strategy here, but they're just waiting. They're just waiting for the reactions, and they punish Lions time and time again, then regroup and get into those bomb sites. So once again, this was a nice game plan coming out of Navi. They knew exactly what to expect coming out of the Lions side of things, and they made it look easy here, Trace.
Now, I just kind of want to run that back. I don't know if it's even possible from the production end. If we could just bring that statistical back up for just 1 second as we left it. Is that something that we can do, or does that seem a little
Playing with the
far-fetched?
technologies here.
Okay,
right.
yeah, check this out. So when you say line of scrimmage, now obviously this is something that is a term that's used in like American football, for example. Let's talk about a line of scrimmage here, Christine. What exactly are we talking about when we say that? Maniac, feel free to chime in.
For me, line of scrimmage is just an imaginary line kind of split right in between the map, and it's really what the defense is willing to go past, right? I mean, this is just the entrance and choke points to the the highest traffic zones, right? And so it's just an imaginary line, really. You could just draw it right in the middle of the map. Matthew, I don't know if you have a better way of explaining it.
No, I think you're spot on. It's a very interesting theory, and I do believe that what we have just seen from Alliance, it's a little bit of a show of weakness. It's a sign that they're losing track of the game, and they're trying to be a little bit too aggressive. They're trying to take the duels, but the problem is Navi, you can see they're one step ahead. I mean, everyone is in position to punish. You've pointed out beautifully. So aggression is nice, but I prefer proactive aggression, not reactive aggression. At this point of the game, Navi, they already holds all the card. They know exactly what's going to happen. They know they're in control. And I'm just afraid that this Mad Lion right here, this is a reaction out of we don't know how to do. We don't know what's to come. We don't know how to. So you know what? Let's just try and frag them. But then the problem is Navi are ready for that, and they just punish them.
Yeah, and and that just goes to show. We just have this imaginary line drawn here, and you could tell that Mad Lions don't want to overstep, misstep, or miscue, because that would put them in a very vulnerable spot that they're already in, because Simple is shooting everybody that he can find. So I just wanted to kind of bring that back up. I kind of want to tie the stats helix back into what you're saying there. I think it's a very interesting way of looking at the game. Not everybody looks at this game the same way, and that's why we have the brightest minds right here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and that being both of you, that guy named Jacob, and of course Bleh, who is not here right now. But I guess we have to go forward, which means Nip versus FaZe is going to be coming up after the break, which I think is actually pretty cool stuff. We can take a look at the playoff brackets in the meantime and catch you all up to speed. Now, we did say that G2 made it into that grand final. Yes, it's a best of 5. Yes, they're going to get a map advantage. And yes, Navi want to meet them there. They're getting ever so much closer.
Yeah, and I kind of appreciate it when Simple straight up just forgot about Big on the way. And I mean, this is not a disrespect for that team. Big have done they've turned so many heads during that tournament. But if you're Navi and you're flying at exactly the altitude they're flying right now, Big is just going to be a blimp on the radar. Like, it's just going to be like a duck flying in your windshield. Like, oh my God, what was that? And then you just go on to the final, because this Navi ain't stopping.
What, a duck flying into your windshield and no one stopping the car?
You have to picture, no, not a car, like an aircraft or something, obviously.
Hold on, even worse, a duck flying into the aircraft, and now we're all panicky, all a little bit jittery around the ends. Goodness gracious. I understand what you mean, though. Obviously, a duck is a rather large bird to encounter in such an impactful way. But for us, though, we get to take a look at those brackets. We get to see how this one's shaking down. And we also get to prepare ourselves for the next best of 3 of the day, which I will not be here for. So I hope that you all have a great, fantastic day. I hope your lunch is even better. And I hope that the next series can deliver. We will be here back after the break with what is the next series of Ninjas in Pajamas taking on the FaZe Clan for the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, y'all. Let's get it.